U.S. Senator John Ossoff is now chairman of the Senate's Permanent Subcommittee on Investigations. The subcommittee was created to investigate crime and corruption within or outside of the U.S. government. Senator Ossoff worked as an investigative journalist before pursuing politics. According to his office, Senator Ossoff is the youngest ever chairman of the committee, which was founded in 1941 when it was led by a senator from Independence, Missouri by the name of Harry Truman. Former Georgia Senator Sam Nunn chaired the subcommittee twice.